Hi, I thought I'd make a slightly longer video which will give you more details about how to use the ESP32 Smart Robot Arm Kit. So first, here's the information from Keyestudio, the Wikipedia or the document that you can use that has all of this information. So if we just go to the front page again, here's where you can download all of the files. There's also some technical support if you ever needed to contact them and some information about what you're going to require. It starts off with a kit list and a description, the parameters, the features. It tells you a little bit about the board itself, the ESP32, which is slightly different from an Arduino if you've used that. Really handy. It has a pin out so you can see what all of the different pins are for. But probably the part where you will start to use it if you're brand new to the idea of Arduino is here in Chapter 7, where it teaches you how you can download the Arduino IDE. And it shows you step by step exactly what you need to do. Now, if you've used Arduino before IDE, what you might need to do is install the environment for ESP32. So it's different from if you had an Arduino you were using. Now, what's really good about this is it's slightly easier in that there's an exe that you can use to change your environment for you so you don't have to click all the buttons individually. But I would say you need to notice the version that they're suggesting use, because if you use one of the newer versions, it might not work. Okay, so first you have to go and install this environment, and then what you'll see is on your board manager, you should then have the option for ESP32. So for example here, I already have it, but if I hadn't used the exe, I wouldn't have the option for this ESP32. I would only have the Arduino boards, and that wouldn't work here. So what you need to do is install the ESP32 environment, and then you'll have all of these different kinds of boards, and it's this one, the Dev Module, that you want to use. Okay? And they have all of this explained for you step by step here. Another thing to highlight is making sure that you have the right version. So this is using the 2.0.12. One thing that took me quite a long time, if I'm honest, is that I had used ESP32 before, and I had used this version before. So I thought I didn't need to reinstall it, and maybe I shouldn't have needed to, but in my computer it didn't work. And it took me a long time fighting with this, trying to figure out what was wrong. In the end, what I had to do was uninstall everything that was ESP32 related, and then reinstall it, and then everything worked really well. But if you have a problem with yours, then maybe what you need to do is uninstall and reinstall as well. Now, the first bits of code that you have in here are for setting those servos, the 4 different parts of the robot arm, into their initial position, and the code is provided for you here. Also, they've highlighted you need to connect the batteries for this. In some cases, when you're using Arduino or ESP32, the power that's going through the USB cable is enough and you don't need extra batteries. But in this case, you do. So if your servos aren't moving and you know that everything else is hooked up properly, make sure you have the batteries in and make sure that you flicked this switch to on. Sounds silly, but it's very easy to forget to do that. So once you've set up your board and you've figured out which COM you want for your port, they have information down here about libraries that you will need to install to be able to use these servos. Again, for mine, this is something I had to uninstall and reinstall. I don't know why. But there's information here about how you can install it and which version you want to install. Again, the version being really important. You then have the code that you need in order to set the servos to its initial position. The reason it's important to set it to the initial position is later on in the code, it's going to assume your servo has started at 90 degrees. So if you don't set the initial condition, when you go to use it later, you may be in a range that doesn't work that could break the servo. So it's really important to set it to its initial expected location, which for our purposes is 90 degrees.